Enough, Reggie.
The first X-Men related Marvel movie of the year, Deadpool 2, is now out in theaters everywhere. And it follows Deadpool in his new adventure, forming the X-Force, a gang of mutants who are supposed to protect a kid from a time traveler named Cable. I'll be honest, I liked the original Deadpool movie. Not as much as everyone else did, but I still really liked it. But this one, I've gotta say, dials everything up even more. And that surprised me a whole lot, cause I was pretty skeptical walking into this. Directors were leaving, massive reshoots were being held, and it was said that a super secret cameo was shoved in last minute. It all sounded like it was falling apart. But it was great cause they managed to still pull this thing off. The twists and turns this film takes caught me off guard in the best ways possible. They found a way to
Boy sat in the chair.
They found a way to humanize Deadpool without taking him too seriously. They gave him wonderful back and forths with practically everyone in the X-Force, especially with Cable. 2018 is basically Josh Brolin's year. He was on that Netflix Deer Hunter movie, he was just Thanos 3 weeks ago, he's a shorter version of Cable now, and he had a preview of his new movie Sicario play in front of my Deadpool showing. Like, holy hell, just take it easy, man. The X-Force's introduction here was easily one of the highlights of the movie. Just watching the exchanges between Deadpool and Domino, and Cable and Deadpool and Peter, just added that extra finesse to the entire thing. But nothing, and I mean nothing, made me lose it more than when Juggernaut first showed up. He even had his own score, and it fit perfectly in how my theater reacted when they first saw this dude. I know the CGI on him wasn't the best, but I honestly didn't care. It was the Juggernaut, not whatever that cancer was from 10 years ago, damn it, but the actual definition of a Juggernaut. Just from the scale alone of the character, you got that feeling of otherworldliness and astonishment, if that makes any sense. You got that feeling of astonishment and magnificence like you're supposed to feel, because that's what the X-Men are all about. And that's what makes me kind of feel disappointed about some things. It's nothing to do with this movie, but everything else Fox has done. Like, I love some of the films they've done, but even the best ones never really felt like the X-Men. It's always these washed out colors, them wearing black suits because they're trying so hard to ground things in reality, as if they're all the Dark Knight because they think they're so cool. Like, look at this frame from Apocalypse. Everything's so monotone and colorless, it makes me want to jump in front of a train. Yeah, for the most part, they're okay for what they are, but none of them have ever felt like the X-Men movie. I guess I should be thankful in a way for those films, because this just makes me appreciate Deadpool 2 all the more. That little glimpse of the Juggernaut we got here gave off that piece that was missing from all the other movies. We literally got only 3 seconds worth of a cameo of the new X-Men, and they somehow felt more like the actual X-Men than the X-Men from 2 movies ago. That whole cameo bit, by the way, gave me something to look forward to, because it reminded me about what my one and only reason is as to why I'm excited for Dark Phoenix. Yep, You're basically the only one keeping me around, dude. It's gotta tell you something when your Deadpool movies feel a lot more like X-Men than the actual X-Men movies. So props to you, Deadpool 2, for giving us the X-Men in a non-X-Men movie. And that final fight scene, even though it was just all admittedly a CGI claymation fighting another CGI claymation, it was one of the best things coming out of Deadpool 2. The CGI as a whole was pretty spotty, but it's just the way they used it that made up for it. Like that one-shot take of when Domino was showing off her luckiness, or in the very beginning when limbs were flying everywhere. Half the time you'd notice that, of course it's fake, but those parts looked so cinematic and meta that it doesn't really bother you. Aside from all of that, the only real con for me was the whole thing they did with Vanessa. I get that it served as a motivation for Deadpool to get the plot going and everything, because that's what it said in the script, but the emotional impact wasn't all there for me. It was kind of like, oh yeah, she's dead. What's next? I don't know, for me the beginning felt oddly paced. Like she gets killed off in a matter of minutes, and then it takes a while for the actual plot to start kicking in. But that doesn't last too long because once he gets to the X-Mansion, the gears start turning and it was pretty good from then on. Another thing that kind of surprised me was that the entire X-Force just died. I mean, they leave room for an actual X-Force team-up movie, but yeah, the OGs are pretty much dead. I was really hyped to see Terry Crews actually do something, but we didn't get anything. This wasn't even in the movie. 1 out of 10, not enough Terry Crews. I was also surprised Negasonic was barely in this one. She was one of my favorites from the last one. She was great here too, but just barely in it. but maybe next time. That is, if there is a next time. Dopinder was awesome as usual, and they also gave Negasonic a girlfriend, Yukio. The rebooted Yukio, not the 2013 Wolverine Yukio, who basically served as the I Am Groot punchline whenever she talked to Deadpool. The post-credit scene was pretty great. He even jabbed at the whole timeline issue with this franchise, which is all cucked at this point since this is set in 2018, and you got the freaking 1960s X-Men who are all pushing 80 at this point. There was a lack of Stan Lees, but a plethora of Hugh Jackmans. I just gotta add this in, I was wrong. Turns out I just missed it. He was on a billboard or something. The Hugh Jackman cameos were not real ones though. It was more like reused footage and old stock photos of him as Wolverine. But it didn't really matter cause I still loved them all. I really like this film a lot more than the first one. It's definitely worth watching twice in theaters. Anyways, I wanna hear what you have to say. What did you think of Deadpool 2? And how would you say it compares to the original? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below. And while you're at it, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And for more of my videos, just click right here.